no shakes of it. House of pain. Me guapa viva España.
My name's G-Bones. I'm from the south coast of the UK in a town called Bournemouth. I've been rapping for about 20 years. I specialise in like intricate flows and rhyme schemes.
Of an animal, I'm bloody in my teeth with all the victims I'm a cannibal. I take them to the carnival and put them in the manacles. I'm looking at your clavicle, the flesh on it is valuable and radical. I look at them coming out of the gym and I'm like, gotta get them, forget them, they never return. When I shred them, dead I'm sorry, I stutter when I'm hungry and I'm mumbling words, so I better creep on them.
So my love for hip hop started around 93. The first couple of albums that I really got into were Ice-T, OG and Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style. Still to this day, classic albums. UK hip hop was still quite underground then, so my main influence was American style hip hop. So much so that when I first started rapping, I had this little a bit of an American twang in my accent. The first couple of albums I did, first one was Strange Days, and then my first solo album did have this little twang in my accent, which after a few years managed to get rid of. So with my nickname being Bones, I was one day in a local shop and I saw a Bone Thugs and Harmony tape on there, and I was drawn to it because it had the same name, Bone. So I got that tape and I took it back to my friend's house and we were listening to it, and I was like, this is fucking sick. I love these fast flows. And then, so because I like the fast flows, then I noticed Tech 9 on the gang-related soundtrack. And he put them like crazy schemes in there, and I was like, yeah, this is the type of shit I like. I like this fast, crazy schemes, tongue twisting type of flow in hip hop. So that's what got me into it. So if people hadn't started calling me Bones, then I wouldn't have been attracted to that Bone Thugs tape, and I probably wouldn't have gone down that road of rhyming. So that's what changed everything.
I just can't adapt. Come again till I'm clutching a heart attack, and then defending my stuff with a marvelous act. I got a pen and a brush with my canvas at. See it's empty now, put up a fence about. They always said I should make it, but never mention how we've been measuring out this lengthy bout. So many fucking years, don't attempt to count. I was bullied a bit when it comes to school.
So I was born in a town called Bolton. In the 80s and 90s, there wasn't many prospects for people from Bolton. It was quite a poor place to live in the 80s and 90s. When my parents split, things got a bit worse. My mum got into a bit of a bad relationship, a bit abusive, so we ended up running away. One day when he was at work, we got a van and got all our stuff and just left, didn't tell anybody. I left when I was about 10. My teenage years and early 20s in Bournemouth were heavily influenced by alcohol and drugs. Something that I wouldn't say I'm proud of. I had a lot of good times, I had some bad times as well. There was always some type of plot or scheme to try and make some money to get some drink or something. But it's also the place where I met my lifelong good friends and where I formed first group that I started rapping with, Strange Days.
Dreams of a better life, love to hear your baby cry. Mother standing by your side, no more need to run and hide. Brain goes into overdrive when you see the other side.
So Strange Days came about, it was basically a drunken night. We had a karaoke machine and a tape recorder to record into. We just sat around in a circle, drinking vodka, getting pissed up, writing bars, and then we'd just take it in turns to rap. And then it all just went from there.
My name's Luke. I used to be in a hip hop band called Strange Days with Glenn, or Bones. I first met Glenn around 30 years ago, in the early teenage years. We used to hang around in a group, do all the normal stuff that kids did, you know, get a bit of mischief on the streets, mess about a bit, and have a bit of fun.
I'm Sammy. Pop music was probably my main one that I used to sing. I then started doing rehearsals and stuff with a mutual friend of mine in Glenn's, Luke, who I ended up living in the same house with. Him and his mum. We get up to loads of probably not great stuff. Drank a lot, wrote lots of songs. I think the boys used to come over and we'd pretty much just jam most nights, write lyrics, pass out, wake up in the morning, think what the bloody hell have we done, listen to it back and go, actually that's actually alright.
So we started a band, and our first ever track was to an instrumental of Nas, If I Ruled the World. And that went down real cool with like the local people that we knew and our friends, and it just kind of rolled from there. We started off in my house with a PlayStation and a tape recorder, and I can still remember we've got some crazy stuff like we'll be halfway through a rap and my mum would be shouting up from upstairs, or someone would be like that. You get little bits of the people in like interrupting.
I started making beats on the PlayStation, and we would on that Music 2000, and we would take the PlayStation and a telly. Once we'd had enough of the tape recorder, we would take the PlayStation and the telly to the recording studio. The engineer would be like, "What the fuck are you doing here with a telly and a PlayStation?"
And then we started going to the studio, and you should have seen the guy's face at the studio when we first turned up with a PlayStation and wanted to plug that in. And this professional studio, and us like ragtag bunch just turn up with a beer in our hand and a PlayStation 2, and like, yeah, can you plug that in and we'll get going.
But anyway, we all go in there, beers and everything, and we'd record the music from the PlayStation onto into the studio, and then we'd all do our thing.
And it was not professional at all. We were just kind of sitting, having a drink and writing lyrics and trying to make these tracks. But Glenn, you could see, was always going to be the producer. He was the one making the beats on the computers. He was the one that was kind of putting it all together, and the rest of us were sitting there writing our lyrics. So you could see from like the start of that he was going to be the one to make the music.
First album was called Destrians, and it took us about 8 months. It was called Destrians because we found a sign once camping that said pedestrians, but the PE had been cut off, so it was just Destrians. We thought that's a good name, so that'll do. And then we took that sign and we put it at the front of every gig that we did, so it was always there with a bollard from a road.
I remember going out, we were absolute shit-faced. Came back with a road sign, so like the pedestrian middle of the road, big light up box thing on stage. So that made a few appearances. I would say we probably 9 times out of 10 were pissed out of our faces when we wrote our music. But I'd say 9 times out of 10 we actually really liked our music.
So we kind of made our first album, and we started getting a few gigs. I knew a few people on the festival scenes, sort of grew up around the festival scenes, and our first gig was off the back of a lorry at a small festival called King's Park Music Festival, Boston Community Fair. It had kind of 2 names.
So our first gig we did on the back of a truck at a local festival. It was insane. So we had, as we were performing, we had a bottle of Hennessy, all getting drunk on the stage, and then one of our friends, Ben, aka Tank, big guy, he absolutely smashed out of his face, got up on the stage, ran up, did a stage dive, went straight through the barrier, broke his ankle. So that was fun. We ended up, there was a main stage across the field. We ended up pulling the crowd from the main stage to us, which was just like a stage for starting off artists, just on the back of a truck in a field. And we ended up having about 150 people there. We actually got some groupies that night, and we ended up going down the beach and doing mushrooms. Crazy night.
You bitch, I'm giving you this hocus pocus to provoke the bogus, and it's all ferocious, and I quote, you're hopeless, I'm devoted, focused, now I'm rapping with a joke, and no, it's the
So when it comes to creating my style, like I said, I was always interested in the type of fast flows or something that was just a bit different than the normal rapping. That's the type of thing I like to listen to. But when I started rapping myself, I wasn't doing that type of thing. But you could hear that I really wanted to try, but I just wasn't too good at it. So during the time I was rapping, there's two main ways that my style changed from when I first started rapping. One is the accent. When I started rapping with Mr. Meters, he helped me get rid of the accent and have more mic presence and showmanship. And the other way that it changed was the intricate style. So when I had Chloe, my first child, I didn't rhyme or even write for about 8 months. And then as soon as I got back into it, I wrote the song Welcome to the Carnivore Cannibal Carnival.
Welcome to the carnivore, cannibal carnival, where I'll be eating MCs with unbelievable arsenal. It's marginally farcical, can you imagine the article? Spitting so much, I need rechargeable.
And that was just like a tongue twist. So I was like, oh yeah, I like this type of tongue twist. And then that sort of got me into this tongue twisting rhyme scheme crazy way that I do now. But at the time, I was doing a bit too many tongue twists. So over the years, I ironed that out, and I got to the style that I'm at now. Started adding like double entendres and, you know, that type of thing. So after the albums I did with Realize and Daz, I started working with a rapper called Mr. Meters, who I knew from school. We'd see each other every now and again at parties, drinking and that.
Yeah, I met Bones through a group of friends. So he had his crew, I had my crew. Obviously both naughty boys on the Friday nights and stuff. But I met Bones through a bit of the street hustle. Don't need to say why. But yeah, we met through the hustle and stuff, and we used to link up and sat in parties and stuff. And when we was young, we'd rap along to Bone Thugs and Harmony, Tupac, Biggie Smalls.
And then one day, I think he needed a music program, so he hit me up, and then he came round to mine, and we had a drink, started recording, and then we liked what we heard, so we started making music together. We made an album. We were doing lots of gigs around town.
We started performing together. So again, we did the Kings Park Music Festival together, and then from that we also did other performances. So we did warm up for Jurassic 5, A Kill the MC. We did warm up for Zuby, a few other artists. We also travelled to London. We was live on pay-per-view Sky for the Cage Rage.
We got a gig doing walk-ins with fighters on Sky TV. It was cage fighting. We did it 4 times, 3 different fighters, 4 different walk-ins. And that was insane, because that was Sky TV, it was live. You'd have these big double doors. You'd be stood, me and Meters would be stood behind these double doors, and then the doors would open, the fighter would be behind us. The doors would open, you had the cameras there, and they would like walk backwards with the cameras, and you'd have to walk in front of the cameras with the fighter behind you. So it was quite difficult for the timing, because you couldn't go too fast, you couldn't go too slow. You had hundreds, maybe 1,000 people there, maybe more. And obviously everybody watching live on Sky TV. My heart was beating so fast, but it was one of the best experiences that I ever had. It was absolutely insane.
Yeah, we did a few things. It's hard to remember now after so many years of inebriation. But yeah, we had some mad fun. We had some mad fun performing that together. It was cool. Yeah, the guy absolutely smashed it, man. Like Bones always smashed it, to be honest with you.
No shakes of feelings. House of pain. Me guapo on Viva España. Put your hands up, I'm a rage and bull, ready to ramp up. Man, I'm blood about from what I smack jaw. Watch the smallest right the floor, as I cut the straight off an arc.
I'm starting off light, cause most times when I lay it down tight, it's automatically nighty-night. A mill bone a bar and I'm barking the price right for the lone bike, and it's already like you fighting Viking, right? Headphones up, sharp in my pencil tip.
What's good? This is the Barchitect, formerly known as Anonymous. Bit about myself. I'm from Cambridge, Ontario. That means I've been representing the 519, and I've been doing this for about 6 years now. I've been a recording artist. Getting right into it, how I met Bones. It was actually about 2017. We met on a track called Attack. Now, this was a cypher-style joint through a music group known as Mind State.
I met Anonymous through on Facebook, but through a friend of mine, Dean, aka Damaged Goods. He hooked up with a guy called More Vicious, who I've also done quite a bit of music with. And they create them three, him and More Vicious, Damaged Goods, and Anonymous. They created a group called Mind State.
They brought the track idea to me, saying, "Hey, let's do a cypher style type joint, but with that Mind State kind of mood, you know, aggressive, deep, dark type." And of course I was on board. Said, yeah, it sounds like a great idea. And they said, we got this guy out of England, because all of these guys were from the UK. I actually think all from England. And they said, we got this guy Bones, let's try it. Now, we were all, I would say we're all performing probably at that, got skill, but still at that amateur level. Like we're finding, we're finding our vibe at that point. We know what we want to do, and we're really honing and perfecting it. And I remember listening to the track thinking, yeah, this is tight. Everyone's sounding good. I was happy with how my verse came. And then I remember Bones coming on, and I was excited to hear it. I had only worked with these two guys up to that point. And I remember Bones getting on, and I said, here's a guy who's performing here.
Crazy, but I'll stay great till it's payday. Switch it up, so give it up. I'm ripping, I'm getting and killing you fucks. I'm sticking my pick in this mission, I hunt. I'm sticking my dick in your ignorant cunts. Ha! Not giving a fuck. Back on track, a harder cipher. Slice and dice, lightning strikes. The wise, the right. It drives you hyper. Try to decipher all my rhymes. I tried to find the rhyming fiber and links to give these rhymes so tight that makes you see that I am nicer.
We both joined a worldwide collective called Dub D Bullies, which was run by Danny Florio, who I've also done tons of music with. He created this worldwide collective that was people from all over the world on Facebook and that, all making music together. We did songs with Twisted Insane. Yeah, that was a good time.
And Dub D Bullies was a group of guys, a lot of them from New York, all the way, again, Australia, some from Japan. Bones was representing the UK and myself representing Canada. Now, him and I, that's when we started to really work together a lot. And right away, once we started doing joints, just him and I realized how good it is to work with Bones. Like, that man is just a professional in every sense of the manner. Even when we're disagreeing on something, we're having a conversation. No one's losing their head and shutting each other out. Like, it's always a good conversation. It's a good working relationship with him. So in every aspect, the man's professional, and he always is that guy to make you push yourself. He's always, how many times says, yeah, let's do a fast type, let's do a fast paced beat, and I hear him going, shit, I thought I had a tight verse, and then I hear Bones, and it just makes you go, oh, all right, man, all right.
And then Anonymous put me on a track with King Crooked, which was unbelievable. because it was an exclusive feature as well. It wasn't one of the packs you buy. It was an exclusive feature that he bought, and he put me on that track, which I'm so grateful for, because that is one of the best features that you could possibly get. Absolutely brilliant. Top bloke anonymous.
Yo, it's Bones, Dundee Bullies, repping the UK. Let's go. This tune is sick and violent, your crew is misadvising. Who you think is hiding? I'm not new to this, I'm rising. Your crucifix is lying and you can't fish Poseidon, cause you can't pick a side inside this lunatic asylum.
So when it comes to making videos, I originally had someone making the videos for me, but I was always interested in the process of how he was making them. And then one day I came across a tutorial on YouTube for Filmora, and I thought that looks pretty good, so I bought that, got myself a camera, bought some lighting equipment and that, and then I decided to start making them myself. With Halloween being like a visual kind of holiday, I thought it makes sense to mix the two together and start making Halloween videos every year.
Are you scared? Please let me know. Cause I'll be feeding off your fear and I'm like, oh. Are you scared? Please let me know. Cause I'll be feeding off your fear and I'm like, oh. Are you scared? Please let me know. Cause I'll be feeding off your fear and I'm like, oh. Are you scared?
So I'm still in the process of just starting off. So obviously there's a lot of improvement I can do in making the videos. I have a friend called Lee who he comes up with a lot of ideas for the videos. He came up with the idea for the video for Nothing Left, where I was running through the forest. It started off running through the forest like I was running away from something. Then halfway through the song, it all reverses, goes into my eye, and then the rest of the video is me chasing myself. So it was always me who was chasing me, like the demons in my head. He's come up with the idea for the new Halloween video for this year. I'm not going to give anything away, but this one's going to be a funny one. Ready? Go.
I can't laugh, man. It's good I got up so quick.
We're gonna have to go as if we've sat down.
Yeah.
Did it look alright though?
Yeah. You laugh, you've got to not laugh. I have a completely straight face. It's good that his head's already turned, isn't it?
It's not easy to keep a completely straight face, man.
Come on, you can do it.
Mumble rappers on the end of my food chain. Blue face, dude sprays bars like a noob. Straight trash shit is too fake. Gunny spits for loot chains. Get into the deuce pain till my ears are too lame. Hip hop's now, but I overload the vocal tones. Composing notes, Post Malone is an example. Swear to God I cannot handle this substantial.
What's good, everyone? My name's Cam Hussein, aka Mr. H, aka HK. I'm repping Derbyshire and Leicestershire in the UK.
So working with HK came around through Dundee Bullies. We were doing song contest. We did one called the BringTheBars contest, where you had to rhyme about all different superheroes.
He was in a group, the Dundee Bullies, which consisted of him, Danny Florio, Anonymous. They put out this sick track, BringTheBars, the BringTheBars contest. It was, you had to put a verse on there rapping about superheroes and shit. And yo, I'm the biggest superhero nerd that is, man. So I was like, I've got to get on there. Wrote some bars for it. I'm happy with the verse, how it came out. Sent it off, and I'm so grateful, man. I won the contest, you know. And there was some sick entries in that. To be fair, I won the contest, so yeah, I'm forever grateful for that. And of course, after that, you know, I've collaborated with all three of them on separate projects. So yeah, it's been dope.
And then it was about a year later he hit me up because he wanted to do another contest, but it had to be a feature. So he hit me up to feature in this song with him. The song was called Crazy.
Back in the day, there was this collab for the Crown contest, which was basically you had to collaborate with an artist. As well as that, you had to record a video with them for the song. I don't know many rappers in the UK, but one of them I do know is G-Bones, the best one I do know in the UK. You know, G-Bones is sick with his lyricism, his technical flows and shit. So, yeah, I got with G-Bones. I was like, you know, do you want to make this song? Let's enter this contest. He was down for it. We chose the beat, which was crazy, recorded the song for it, and then I went down to his end, Bournemouth. We shot it there.
We did a music video for that where we had mops on our head with spray painted. So we were like mumble rappers. We put like tattoos on our faces with marker pen. So that video was crazy.
They had me on the pier and shit, embarrassing me because I was wearing these freaking mops on my head with rainbow colours, looking like Lil Pump or some shit, in front of this whole pier, you know. So yeah, I mean, they killed my self-esteem after that video, but hell yeah, man, it turned out sick, so I'm happy with it.
Hey yo, HK.
Yo, what up, man?
Don't you know I'm loco? Yo, get him.
Yeah.
For 20 years, I've been such a rebel cunt. In 98, my mother gave birth to the devil's son. I'm straight sick, on beats I go wait shit. Fans of Lil Pump and Lil Yachty probably hate this. Don't be biting my rhymes. If you amateurs took part inside a cypher of mine, you fucking might will get swiped. You faggots can't compare with any lines that I write. Hey, yo, G-Bone, throw these alkalis in the eye.
And then I started working with HK closer. I did loads and loads of songs, and we released an album called Industry Invasion, and that was a sick album. Me and HK, we go well together because we've both got like a higher pitch to our voice, and we both got similar type of flows, so we work well together. So life outside hip hop, I'm a family man now. Having kids changed my life. I could have gone a different direction. Some friends did, most friends didn't, but it could have gone a different way. I've had a couple of friends die over drug-related deaths, so it could have quite easily gone the wrong way, but it didn't. I found Kim, I had kids, and that changed the path that I was on. So outside of hip hop, I like making trance music. I've got a DJ who's paying me to make 20 songs for him, 20 trance songs, which is electric dance music, if you didn't know. So I do that. I make wine. I make all different types of weird flavored wines that you wouldn't find in the shops, like coffee wine and butterscotch wine and things like that. I like spending time with the family, kids and Kim. I like to watch football. It's called football, not soccer, for all you Americans. And for work, I'm a chef, so I work shifts, so fitting life in can be a bit tricky sometimes.
Where on earth are you from? We from England. Where you come from? Do you put the kettle on? Kick it.
Yo, back in 02 when rapping was all a dream. We were rapping old school and smashing the pole scene. We were lacking Pro Tools, it was actually on the screen. And we laugh at your crew, cause the fact is we had a team. Ain't no fucking with the strange days.
Yeah, it's been amazing to see Glenn go from this kind of raw, rough cut kind of hip hop band that we were to what he does now, which is just so clean, so good. His lyrics are so fast. So
professionally, personally, you couldn't find a better guy. You just couldn't. I couldn't think of something negative to say if I tried.
He's very creative in what he does. His videos are always very entertaining, very well put together. He always tells a story in his tracks as well, which is lost in some musicians. Just going straight to the point, tells the story, gets it in there.
Yeah, man. You know what? Absolutely love Bones, man. Guy's got super skills. Always will. Always and forever. And it's not the end. It's not the end. Bones has had kids. I've had kids. I had to focus on my business side of things. He's had to focus on his family side of things and his business side of things. But it ain't the end, you know? Just watch this space because you don't know what's coming. Need Bones, baby.
The way he spits, the way the music is produced nowadays is just so much better. I love the old borders of what we had to have, and I'd love to see how it's developed over the time. And I hope to listen to more of Glenn's stuff as it goes on. And Glenn, if you're listening, I wouldn't say no to getting on a few more tracks now and again.
Shout out to you, Bones. I miss you, buddy. And I hope we can do another joint soon. The Prime Meridian Project is definitely due for a comeback, and a big one at that. This is your man, the Barchitect. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything that G-Bones has brought to the music industry up to this point. And yeah, I hope all the best for him in the future.
If G-Bones has anything for me, you know, I'm happy to get on it and kill it. I've recently recorded a song as well, which I think he would, you know, I mean, it's got like a really HK G-Bones vibe. Doesn't know about that yet, he probably does once he sees this video.
We had fun, we really do, and he's a lovely person, absolutely amazing artist, and I think if he carries on the way he's going to go far. Someone will literally it'll click one day, and I look forward to that one.
So my last album, The Final Chapter, it was basically a celebration of the last 20 years of my career, but mainly it's about me finishing, hanging up the mic, but it stems back to the album before. The last song on the album before was called Goodbye, which there's a video for. I'm basically saying I'm hanging the mic up. And then I thought I'll just do this. I might as well make it to the 20-year mark. So I got to the 20-year mark. I made this final album called The Final Chapter. It's basically, there's a fight going on inside my head all the time about whether I should quit rapping or whether I'm not, whether I'm too old now, whether I'm past it. And it's constantly there, because there's like one voice saying, you like doing it, it's good, just keep doing it. And then the other voice is saying, just stop, it's about time you stop now. So there's this constant fight in my head, and that's what the song Goodbye was about. And that's what this album's about. So what I've decided I'm going to do is not going to make any more albums. That's the final album. But I'm going to keep making singles, and I'll keep doing the Halloween songs, and I'll keep doing videos. So it's not exactly finished, but it's just the final chapter of albums, I guess. But I guess as long as this fight just keeps continuing in my head, I don't know if it's ever going to stop.
G-Bones, it's not time to rest up. Off to the retirement home I send you. When you've grown too old and your flow's stone cold, then you can rest those bones and leave the microphone alone. G-Bones, it's not time to go. You've got life in you and bars in your soul, but man, you do you. I've just got one issue, and that's you leaving the game. I'm not believing it's true, do you?
Cheers lads, I appreciate the sentiment, but everybody's gotta fucking leave the game eventually. I even stayed relentlessly for years. I made some friends, you see, and enemies. The tears have weighed tremendously, so here's to say it's meant to be. Dependency is something that I'm fearing. I'm clinging onto hip-hop like I need it was appearing when looking in the mirror again. I don't wanna fade away with my age like I'm fucking disappearing. Damage goodness may very well be the last we hear from you too. You always kept it too true, we true crew. I wanna thank you for all the support that you do. And fishes never say your bars like cats do. Who knew that I could ever be an inspiration? It's like when that fucked up kid from Bolton first picked up a mic. I didn't know that would be the moment to change my life and help the people around me. Man, that's fucking tight.
Come on G-Bones, it's not time to rest up. Off to the retirement home I send you. When you've grown too old and your flow's stone cold, then you can rest those bones and leave the microphone alone. G-Bones, it's not time to go. You've got life in you and bars in your soul, but man, you do you. I've just got one issue, and that's you leaving the game. I'm not believing it's true, do you?
Like, we'll be halfway through a rap and my mum would be shouting up from upstairs, or someone would be like that. You get little bits of the people like interrupting, and it was not professional at all. We were just kind of sitting, having a drink, and writing lyrics and trying to make these tracks.
Oh gosh, we get up to loads of probably not great stuff. Drank a lot, wrote lots of songs.
Yeah, stole the beer keg. We took the beer keg, went back to the party, got Bones and his crew to come back to the party. But fuck, we didn't know how to open it. So what did we decide to do? We got a power drill out, and we decided to drill a hole in the barrel. We decided to drill a hole in the barrel and just pour it up like a bunch of fucking hooligans.
Yeah, we've just had an awesome relationship all these years. He's, anyone that works with him in the future, if he picks up another project after this or does a comeback, I'm telling you, you're in good hands, and it's a blessing every moment of the way.
Me and G-Bones, we've made so much shit, man. I mean, we made Yesterday, we've made the stay-at-home songs, which when COVID was a big issue in the world. Collaborated on his recent album, Yesterday, I'm Back. He's had some collaborations with me on my EP, which was the stay-at-home part 2. There was Hardest on my EP as well. Yeah, there was so much shit.
Now I want to do this one because someone told me on Facebook they don't like the song because they don't think I can spit this first verse live because there's no breathing in it. They might be right. I don't know. Let's have a see. Yo.
Welcome everybody to my lyrical assembly. I got them on the run, but they will never get ahead of me. They better be ready because inevitability is my energy severed into the bed. I'm a legacy, and you know that all my enemies of enemies offended me. I got a little fantasy, so pleasure me. I got a fetish that lazily spilling out cleverly from the depths of my memory. And a victim of my jealousy is something that you never be. Amphetamines are running through your blood, and now you better see it's not hereditary. I got a hold on you already. See a drug up in your senses, so it's sensible to sense me to get up in the treasury. You never flee, it's ever be, and put you in the trunk. And if you're coming with your crew, well, and it's fuck you when your punks are gonna cut you into chunks, so I can fit you all into the boot. We'll make it some room for the bass bump in the trunk.